This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are playing Esper Super Friends. This started out as playing Esper Humans, and then it turned into a different Esper, kind of mid-range, half human, half Yorion, and then it eventually turned into Super Friends. Why? Because of this card, Karn the Great Creator. You are here to turn off the ovens. Every deck with Hero of Precinct 1, or every control deck without any way in it to destroy an oven, is going to lose to Jund Food and Rakdos Sacrifice in best of 1. It's not good. It's not good to be losing to Cat Oven every single game, but Karn the Great Creator is not only a card advantage tool, it also shuts down ovens on its own, meaning the opponent has to deal with the Karn, then they have to deal with the stuff you fetch with the Karn, including Grafdigger's Cage, Soul Guide Lantern, Glass Caskets, Sorcerer's Spyglass, Shadow Spear. Like, all these are potentially good against the sacrifice decks. Then we go up into the stratosphere where we just go over the top of people in the control mirrors, which is with Bolas's Citadel, Godpharaoh's Statue, Parhellion 2, Meteor Golem, and Stonecoil Serpent. So for the sacrifice and low to the ground decks are these cheap artifacts, and to go over the top are these power artifacts. So that's our Karn Wishboard, and Karn is the centerpiece of the Super Friends deck. But once we're running that many Planeswalkers, we may as well run the Bacon. The Interplanar Bacons gaining life whenever we play a Planeswalker has been a key to my Super Friend success in Best of 1 for many seasons now, and it continues here. The Planeswalkers we've elected to give this job to are Narset, Teferi, Karn, and Ashiok. Omen of the Sun made the cut, although you could maybe trim 1 or 2 for Elspeth, but I found that playing this on turn 3 is actually really important. You gain life and you gain blockers to protect your Planeswalkers. Further Planeswalker synergy comes from Elspeth Conquers Death, bringing them back, and Oath of Kaya, protecting them. The rest of the deck is defense, basically. Don't die. Don't let the cat get you that low. Shatter the Sky and Planeswalkers is a tale as old as time. Thought Erasure, Omen of the Sea, Heartless Act, and yes, we have the Yorion. So I also tried this deck in a 60-card incarnation, had a lot of problems. Whenever I was in a mirror, like against somebody playing Yorion, their Yorion was always like just trumped my deck. Like, they went over the top of me because they had access to this and I didn't. I'm playing so many cards that are good with it. So if you want to picture what the 60 card version was like, cut the Omen, and trim a few Planeswalkers, and that's what the 60 card version was. But when you want to play Yorion because you decide it's very important, you add in 8 lands, you add in 12 cards, 4 Omen, and 4 other cards that you like, and voila, 80 card Yorion Super Friends. And I did play this a few times today. Unlike the Jeskai Luka deck with that fetched Dream Trawler where we'd never really seemed to need it, this deck doesn't always close the game quickly. Very evil CGB standard, really, is what you should look at that as. And before the comments, I'm using a USB microphone today because I'm just sick of the recording issues I'm having with my mixer. So the sound is a little different, and you might hear me tweaking and messing with it as I try to get it closer to good for all of you. I do want to get rid of the mixer and get back to using my sweet XLR condenser microphone, but I need a way to connect it to my PC, and the USB cable approach isn't working, so I need some kind of a power supply to go between that I'm going to order on Amazon at some point. But USB microphone for today. I probably sound different. I will probably adjust sound as I go. It won't be perfect, but I'll try to get it right, and hopefully at the very least it won't damage you too much. All right, let's dive in. I hope they bring their cat ovens. I hope they do. I dare you. I double dare you, kitty cat. Let the nonsense begin. Well, we don't have white mana, but we also don't need it right away, and we get to be on the play. Triome. Okay. All my warm-up games were against Cat, Oven, and Mono Red. Not a single deck. And that's like 6 or 7 games. But here we are, with somebody playing Mystical Dispute, Narset, Omen of the Sea, and Fae of Wishes. This way we can resolve Teferi. I think we should just keep more Planeswalkers. Their hand isn't great against them. I guess they could go fetch a Spyglass, but I think we keep a powerful Planeswalker when we can. Main deck Mystical Dispute, huh? Only when I start recording, man. Only when I get the recording going does that happen. 2 to the top must be nice. I'm going to plus.
I know my responsibility.
My opponent can't Narset this until the following turn.
I am not making this up as I go.
I hope you're ready for a long game. What does Karn get here? Spyglass? Spyglass doesn't, I guess, just stops us from returning to hand. Oh, they don't play the Teferi. They had some trouble with land. Well, we're definitely going to get this on the field. And because our opponent's got Narset, we'll keep plussing here. What does Karn want?
I've done the hero thing before.
I'm not even sure. We could Spyglass Narset. That's pretty good.
Stand down.
So, do they have the untapped land? They need it. Otherwise, Karn keeps doing the Karn thing. If they have mana trouble, this game might be too easy. Alright, they've got it.
Honor the past by bringing its tradition. Meditate with me.
We're going to be hunting for land here too. So they discard Teferi. And they shoot Karn. Okay. Ooh, our 5th land. Do I get this down and shut down Narset? Or do I Ashiok? Ashiok's pretty good. But I think we can do better with the Spyglass. Alright, they've got Absorb, Fae of Wishes, and 2 Scorching Dragonfires that I have to play around. They've drawn like back-to-back Scorching Dragonfires. So we have to plus.
There goes nothing.
And we'll play Omen. Try to make sure that we hit our land drops. The opponent will probably grant it and try to get out of this, but we might be able to find Thought Erasure. Here it comes. Let's let them choose. They get Heliod's Intervention, which can target the Spyglass. Interesting. Oath of Kaya. That can take out the Narset. I definitely don't want the Shatter. So, we could bounce this, so that if the opponent does spend their turn blowing these up, doesn't mean much. We could minus the Teferi, but then they can Scorching Dragonfire this. I think the opponent will feel like they have to Scorching Dragonfire the Ashiok and then Heliod's Intervention the Spyglass. And then their Narset is live again. If that's the case, if that is the case, we should just do this.
My apologies. I lost my focus.
Keep plussing through those Scorching Dragonfires. We do not want Absorb online. And we do not want our opponent doing stuff at instant speed. They have their own Teferi.
Right on schedule.
They bounce the Omen. They're trying to get out of this. There's a Scorching Dragonfire. Down to 5. No thank you, though. It's probably time to get Ashiok going here.
Let's try this.
Get a board presence. Be able to start attacking Planeswalkers.
Creeping, thieving progeny.
be a bad idea.
Omen. Oh man. They need to hit land drops. They also need to solve a number of planeswalker related issues hanging out on the battlefield. We are currently 5 land versus 5 land. I haven't built a mana advantage in the meantime. So the opponent, I think, is giving up on Teferi here, trying to stack the hand. Although I guess they could still Dragonfire this. They're also not a Yorion deck. They're a 60 card deck. We'll show them the error of their ways. This part I'm sure about. Man,
We will meet again.
what do you think their land count is like?
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
My kin are delightfully friendly.
Let's get a Narset down. I think I just leave it.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers.
We'll just get a Yorion and leave this on 5. So that the opponent can't Dragonfire it, and they can't really draw with omens anymore, so they're in a vice. They're in the hard lock. The intervention has come. Those things are down. Scorching Dragonfire keeps Ashiok from ultimating.
Defy yourself.
See what we attack.
All your fears are given form.
Shatter, Narset, some toys. They've spent 2 Dragonfires now. The question is going to be how many do they have?
Keep an open mind.
Grab an Omen. We can Yori on that back. We can also bounce with Teferi, bring it back with the same amount of loyalty. But I think keeping this on just super high loyalty is the play.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Just getting them in that lethal range. That's the plan. We're going to pressure their life total now. We have them in a pretty tight Planeswalker grip. Let's try to get them dead. And here's an inspired ultimatum that Narset isn't gonna do much. Narset's not letting you have those cards. It's a very sad ultimatum. Triggers. Check for lethal. Wouldn't want to make the chat angry. All right, down to 6. All we have to do is draw a land, right?
I'll protect you.
We didn't do it. If we drew a land there, the Yorion Blink would have been lethal. I guess we can find another oath here.
Just the trick for this.
Fail. I guess I'll hold up the Omen. Shatter, you got it. 3 to 33. Fairy.
Let's slow this
Fine.
down.
We just have bounce Oath of Kaya, replay Oath of Kaya. Victory. I love this hand. I'm excited to get to play it. Let's hope our opponent has creatures, so it's not complete trash. Ooh, actually, I don't know if I want this. This could be bad. I'm putting it away because there is a chance, like, if our opponent is aggressive, I don't feel like I need it. And if they aren't, it's terrible. All right, Fervent Champion. Fervent Champion. This is mono red. And why wouldn't it be? They never respect Raise the Alarm, man. Body Erasure. I don't think I have time for that card. I'll take more land that doesn't hurt me though. Cards that don't affect the board are pretty bad against mono red. Let's start picking things off with Oath of Kaya. Then we'll start Omen of the Sun. Parties, left and right. The journey to 8 mana and Yorion Sky Nomad begins. Dodgy boy. Oh, we're Infuriate Gaming. Yes! Yes! Infuriate Gamer located. Target acquired. Let's hold the Oath of Kaya for something that's a little worse. Oh, that's worse. That's actually such a perfect draw. All right, we'll see if the opponent lets us catch Dodgy Boy unawares. Would you like to activate this? If they do, oh, wow. Okay, hateful. Straight up hateful. Second Oath, down goes a champion. Third land located, so 3 spells in hand. Down to 14. Says go. What does that mean? Bonecrusher Giant. Bonecrusher Giant, Shock, Embercleave. Those are the cards I have in mind here. So in that case, we don't even want to give them a target. We'll just get our Yorion and we'll Omen of the Sun on their turn. Then Karn can go fetch a Glass Casket if we don't want the Giant to bother us. Okay, no Giant. So Infuriate, Embercleave, Shock. Torbrand, sure. That's another thing that makes sense here. So the Omen can't save us, like this would kill 2 creatures if we double blocked, so we'll just prevent some damage. So how do we get rid of Torbrand? Nomad is pretty strong, but if we wait another turn, it could have another Omen. But that means leaving Torbrand on the frickin' battlefield. Let's go visit the sideboard.
I will defend my ally. Fencer.
Shadow Spear, huh? Seems solid against this deck. Oh, I know you want the Parhellion, but you can't have it. None of this is a Torbrand solution. The Meteor Golem could be. I guess that's what we take. I never thought I'd do this against mono red, but here we are. Here we are. Opponent decides to use their Bonecrusher Giant.
Do not pity me.
Crush the Karn. Here come these things. Omen, more life, more blockers. Staying alive, staying alive. The opponent could have second Torbrand. It's definitely possible. Let's see, if we kill this and make 1,000,000 tokens, we're not even scared of Torbrand right this minute, so this is the play. We can, it just makes sure that nothing goes too badly wrong next turn. You don't want to die with the Yorion in your hand from a situation like this. Another Karn is just a bunch of Glass Caskets. I guess I can draw this. I guess I want both. Don't want to miss a land drop. And it doesn't even hurt me, so it's the best kind of land to draw. All right, somebody's got their Ember Cleave ready. If we block here, this will die no matter what, and it really incentivizes the opponent to put the Ember Cleave here. They could have an Infuriate, though. As for you, don't think there's anything wrong with this. What's it gonna be? How's it gonna be? Fervent champion carries Ember Cleave. Yep. Now if we wanted to, but hey, they can't activate it anymore if we have Karn. I was gonna say we can turn it into a creature, but there's no point.
I will not lose another friend.
All right, bring them their end.
Those who cannot defeat hone your prowess.
In case they draw a haste creature. Bone Crush a token. Okay.
I have just the trick for this.
Heartless Act of the Ember Cleave. Could be fun.
Oh, say hello to my little.
Your go. Make it good before I Parhellion you to death. the long tank on the land. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Karn's in play. All right. Make it so, number one. Actually, no, we need it to be an 8/8. I was gonna say, I really do want to turn this into a creature and kill it.
Friend of mine.
That should be lethal, right? Exacxies. Don't say I never gave you anything, YouTube. Remember this day. Well, we are facing a dragon, but they have Yorion. Okay. I would prefer some planeswalkers. Maybe Omen and this Scryland can help with that. Yeah, baby. That's how we do. Growth Spiral on the play. Game's pretty much over. Fine. It's fine, everybody. I'm sure that they can't just leverage a double up mana advantage on me on turn number 3.
Mind and body should move in unison. Keep an open mind.
Cool. Love it. Karn, what do you do? I guess some Spyglass tricks for Nissa and such are good. We are up against Elspeth Conquers Death, though, which I think means the only good card we could draw is an Elspeth Conquers Death of our own. Threaten a counter spell of some kind. Make them think. Then we flash in Omen of the Sun, pick off the Narset, give them no target for their ECD.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Shark Typhoon? That's an annoying one. It can definitely interfere with our Omen attack. And now they can just pass and make a 3/3, but we can ambush them. So we can play an Omen. They can make a Shark to block one of these if they feel aggressive. Wow. Okay. Wow. Got wrecked. Putting down Teferi doesn't do any good. They just ECD it. Getting the Yori in our hand, not very good. So if I have to get the ECD out of their hand, like, but the problem then is I just lose to it, right? I guess they have nothing in their graveyard right now. So I'm going to give them a target because I don't really have a choice in the matter. So we've got to make our fetch a good one. That's protection from multicolored and it can't be ECD'd, but the shark token gets in the way. The cage can shut down Uro, which they probably are a thing. It also it doesn't stop planeswalkers coming back from ECD though. I don't think anything else is particularly useful. We have the wrong lands for the Citadel, otherwise that would be tempting. The statue could be interesting until they ECD that. Just, everything's covered, you know? Very frustrating. I think I'll just grab the lantern. So if they tap out for this, we get to play lantern, we get to play Teferi.
I am proud to have fought.
Body erasure, huh? There's no tax yet. It comes at the start of the next turn. So I could thought erase their hand and not play this lantern. Right now there's nothing really worth exiling. This was just insurance against something with Elspeth Conquers Death. So I think they have another ECD. I could bounce this one, but I wouldn't draw a card, so it's not very enticing.
Might be a bad idea.
Uro, Krasis, Shark Typhoon, Woman of the Sea. Uro I can solve, kind of. But everything else is a problem. And they might just outright cast this Typhoon. But they draw more cards with the Krasis? I think it's the Typhoon because of the flash ability of it. This is not good. I guess it kills the Narset, actually. Maybe it is good. Krasis is here. So we can kill the Narset, bounce the Krasis, but then they get the Narset back with the ECD because we didn't get the Lantern on the field. Everything about this is miserable. We can't do both because of the tax from Elspeth Conquers Death. So this could expire next turn, not hurt us if we can buy a turn. So I think we let this get attacked once. The other option is to plus, and then because this can be at sorcery speed, we hit them with the Shatter on their turn. Might not be terrible. I think we're plussing anyway, so that's not the worst line ever.
This up as I go.
Tough game. Do I let this take the hit? Shatter doesn't get much better, right? Not really. Everything they have is going to draw them a million cards. There's nothing wacky about that. It's just the way it is. So I think they get to actually get their Uro back here before I even get the Lantern on the field. This one little mana, it was just impossible to make happen. It was just impossible to do. Oh, they're not doing it. That means we'll get to exile it. That's good. I thought they had enough. They did. Did they have the wrong mana? They didn't leave the green open. They tapped wrong. They tapped wrong, you guys. That's what happened. We've got a chance now. This isn't a complete bust. So I think I get the Ashiok down. Think we get Ashiok down.
Listen. My kids are
I've got
delightfully
time.
friendly.
All right, they have 1,000,000 more cards than us, but we've got some battlefield. Just stop drawing Elspeth Conquers Death and we'll be all right. Or if we start drawing it, we'll be all right. So, still a game. They get their Yorion. They play Yorion. They're going to reset Narset and Omen of the Sea. So their hand isn't very good. Maybe some shatters and lands.
Violence is upsetting.
Maybe they got a few shatters and a few lands, and they've got this glass casket over here that they like.
Focused and disciplined.
They do get to use this Omen. Let's see if they keep anything. 1 to the top. All right. Big turn. How do we play this? I definitely want to get rid of you, and this Narset is a big problem. We could bounce the Narset to hand. The opponent will have to give up a card and replay the Narset. Then we could bounce the Yorion as well. Then they have no battlefield. We have 2 Planeswalkers. We're up 1 card. We can set up our own Yorion. What are we on? 8 mana? We can play our own Yorion. It's interesting.
Recoil
I've done
the
the hero
recess of your mind.
All right. Our turn.
I wonder if
Soul Guide Lantern says no more Elspeth Conquers Death because of Tameo. And a Narset is welcome. As we have a 1-turn break from our opponent's Narset. They run counter spells like Neutralize. We don't want to forget that. So we really want to protect a fairy every chance we get.
There are so many mysteries to uncover. Meditate and prepare.
Nissa, who shaketh the world. Not a bad card. Pretty low on mana now, though. You know, if you call 6 mana low. It's going to be another one of those turns next turn, guys. Get ready. Okay, they untap the island.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
And play the Yorion. Okay. Oh my goodness.
I shall miss your company. I know 88 ways to defeat you.
I think I can get out of this. Pretty good. Pretty good. So can bounce the Yorion. We can oath the Nissa, attack the Nissa. Kind of want to flicker everything myself, but the Nissa's a huge problem. Once we have we want an Oath of Kaya on the battlefield. That can be 6. Man, I can't kill the Narset though. And I can't kill the Yorion. So I guess I'm not flickering this Yorion this turn. Just killing the board. I can bounce it later. I think that's okay. Start here. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. That's you. We can attack the Narset down to do little to nothing. Bounce your land. Can't bounce a land. Okay.
I will endure.
Tag the Nissa. attack the Nissa. Teferi dies right now to another.
Need of rest.
So I suppose I should bounce this, just have it ready for next turn, make a 2/3, but they have Casket. God, this is tough. We could also just go ham on minusing. Make them pay for this. And lose a card. Send this away. This. We could leave it on 5 to mess with the opponent, but I think I need the cards. I think I need all the gas. Oh yeah. Now we're doing it. Now we're doing it, everybody. Our set returns.
I train every day. No, I have just the trick for
I
this.
wish I had some way to keep this around, but I don't. They have Shatter. And take a Shatter. They have their own Teferi, sure. Not much here it wants to bounce.
Sit this one out. Here we go.
Shatter, I'll draw a card from that. Do I want to draw another card from my lantern or keep it? I think we keep it. I think my hand is good enough. Let's go get another black source. We ran out last turn. Was not pretty.
Let's try this.
Let's gather our options. Another Teferi seems pretty good, but another Karn might be very overwhelming, and we can get Spyglass and name Nissa. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Given form.
And finally, I do want this on the field. That I'm sure about. Let's take out the Planeswalkers. No Teferi.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
No Narset.
My mind needs a rest.
Another Teferi.
Right on schedule.
This player gets it. So bouncing Casket and replaying it might have been a little more efficient, but I guess this is just fine.
I have a plan.
I guess they don't draw a card either way. Yeah, that was a stupid thing to say. I take it back. It was wrong.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers. With thoughtfulness before
How many Narsets? All the Narsets, that's how many. Nissa has been found. That's a big deal. Gets to kill something.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
Gets to kill something. What will it be?
Behold, nature's
Mystical
true
Dispute
power.
mana unlocked. Attack the Ashiok. Hey. I like it when they attack the one I have another copy of.
Shadows and silence.
Omen can defend if we get rid of Teferi. But we may just have to play this on our main phase.
Don't worry. I got
Karn
this.
can name Nissa, but they still get double mana. How about Karn getting Meteor Golem? We're short. It won't be good enough. Ashiok can bounce the Nissa, so they have to replay it. That can impact their mana a little bit. The Narset means we don't want to play the Omen. So I think what it is Karn, Spyglass, Omen. I think that's our turn.
Stand down.
Citadel seems nice, but I have a feeling I'll see another turn. All right, they've got a Typhoon. It's going to be a huge shark. It's going to be an awesome killer shark coming at me. We have to be ready for it. Naming Typhoon won't stop the cycling, by the way. The Yorion is about to come back.
Meditate and prepare.
That's the great hope here. All right, since we have a Narset, that won't get them any cards. They can stack their deck, but they won't see the cards. The Yorion comes back. I mean, I think we win. Auto order triggered, good. You want to resolve the thing that kills. You want to resolve the Oath first and kill the Narset before you resolve your Omen of the Seas when you have a Yorion. Oh, what's it gonna be? Attack the Teferi. Down to 19, up to 31. The token takes one for the team. How are we gonna stop this shark? I guess we have to out life gain it. I guess we can block it.
I'll protect you.
And then we bounce it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beefy. Do I give up Teferi? Do I phase out Teferi? If my opponent has a counter, I could be punished. So I don't think I do, and I think I keep you as well. These can go.
I have reached my limit.
You will not threaten this world.
Just looking around. Is there anything that stops the shark better? I don't think so. I know you want the Parhellion, guys. It's Citadel time, though. It's Citadel time. Looks like we're done for this turn. We could scry with the Omen to try to do better. That's not crazy, but we do have a Yorion, so there's potential value to this card yet. Narset means we don't play this. Here we go. Make a big shark. Snap, snap. It's a big shark. It's a big one. All right, so order the triggers. Let's get the Oath first. Soul Guide Lantern says exile something. No Yorions. All right, target creature or planeswalker. Target the Narset.
This was overwhelming.
Another Karn seems fine. Why do I know about this Watery Grave? There's 50 cards in my deck, and I didn't put it on top. Is that right? Okay. How did that end up on top? Somebody knows. I don't. It's fine. Life will go on. Attack the Narset. Or no, attack the Teferi. I think the Teferi's defenses are important enough that we block. Besides, Yorion might get ECD'd at any moment. in the graveyard is somewhat safer in a way, because it can come back when we find RECDs.
That's more like it.
Alright, do we scry? I think I'll take this draw. With the Citadel, I'm feeling okay. There's no Narset on the table. We have Teferi. This should be a good turn, to put it mildly. We have a fully charged Narset. We will save you for later. Heartless Act. Island on top. Might as well take the land. ECD. That's enough to ferry for me.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
ECD. No more Nissa.
I must go.
Activate Narset.
Hone your prowess.
Take a Narset. Put some land on the bottom. The fairy can bounce this shark.
Trust me, I have a plan.
New Teferi.
I'm known for my excellent
Can bounce this island.
No, I am
Opponent wants to take the slow road. Okay, I will clear the mana pool by skipping 2 attacks. They're going to sacrifice an Omen and Scry. Means they probably don't have a Shark Typhoon, but we're holding Heartless Act now. One back for a Nissa. Well, they can't activate the Nissa unless they get rid of the Spyglass. We're fine. This is fine. Should have turned on Citadel and attacked with it. You know, they do have another shark. How about that? Q. That will do it. The last straw. Oh, hi there. We are back for the post-games wrap-up part of the video for the Cool Kids Club only. The cool kids, the people who watch the intros and the outros. You get the hot tech. Here's what's up. Those games took a long time. I guess you might have seen that coming. And we did win. We went 3-0 with this version of the deck. We did not even play against Rakdos, even though I played with it against it probably 12 times today with the other decks that I scrapped and didn't feel were good enough to put on YouTube. So yeah, I don't recommend Esper decks with Hero Precinct 1, just to cover those really quick. They lose so badly to Mono Red and Rakdos. I don't recommend Esper decks that are 60 cards trying to do similar things to this. Those also lost pretty badly, and without Karn and Ashiok to lean on and a Yorion, they got overpowered really easily. But this deck seems to have the right mix of control-y early game stay aliveness, late game power from Yorion, and the Wishboard from Karn to really go over the top. So I want to play this deck more. 3-0 is obviously super small sample size, and we still didn't get to try it against the Rakdos deck itself, but I think it will be favored. So if you play this deck, please leave some comments on how it did and where you played. And yeah, I don't enjoy comments that are like, went 1-20 with this deck, deleted it. It would be helpful if you said which matchups were tough. Just throwing that out there. There's always a few of those every single video, and I get it. I get frustrated when I don't win with the deck too. But if you want to help others by commenting, the best way to do it is to give some info. So we are, at the time I'm recording this, only 1,000 subscribers from our next Jank Week. If you want the spiky rankedness to end and the jank to begin, please hit that sub button. 1,000 subscribers, and then we'll have 69,000 subs. Unbelievable. Thank you to the cool kids. You guys are the greatest, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.